Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and rock and roll football fans. We'd like to welcome you to today's OSFL action on Sault Sports TV from Rocky DePietro Field in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, brought to you by O'Sullivan Funeral Home. Today's game features a second place 2-0 Scarborough Thunder, the North Bay team versus the Sault Sabercats. And we're about to kick off here. And the kickoff is mishandled, picked up at the goal line, and your returner makes it out to about the 12-15 yard line. So Dewar on the return there, and
turns it out just past the 10.
Out to the 10, about first and 10 at the Sabercats. As I mentioned, you join us here on SaultSports.com. My name's Scott McPherson. I'm joined in the booth here with Peyton Melchiori. Peyton, what are your thoughts on this junior varsity game coming up?
Well, the juniors have something to prove here. It's a big game. They need a momentum swing. They need to be up in their record. They need to be 2-0-1. So this is really big for them, and they need to get some momentum rolling and set them off for the rest of the season.
Perfect. So first and 10 from the 10 yard line. Dewar look like he's throwing, and a hook and ladder. Looks like it's going to go for Miles
Number
here.
10, Drew Albury down the sideline, tackled at the 45. Well executed play by your Cats.
Nicely done there, Drew Albury with the hook and ladder. Brought it to about the 45 of the North Bay team.
Aaron Juma, strong young talent out here commanding the offense. And a good call by OC, Coach J-Rob.
Okay, so that'll bring up first down. Sabercats marching on their first drive, first play of the game. Nice hook and ladder. We're gaining about 40 yards on the play. And ball snapped.
Hand off to Didier. Rumbling.
Okay,
It's about 4.
That'll bring up a 2nd and 6 as the North Bay defender loses his cap. So again, Didier Perot on the carry. Okay, so now I've got my paperwork here in order, so I just want to remind you that we're here in a game brought to you by the J team of Joanne Kovich and Jason Spruill. Today's game features the 0-2 9th place North Bay Bulldogs versus the 3rd place 1-0-1 Sault Sabercats. As you were mentioning, Peyton off to the Cats off to a 1-0-1 start, so looking to improve on that. And that's Sebastian Stestero on the, number 5. That was Pro Didier on the carry. Doesn't look like to pick up much. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Bold decision here by Coach Wright, but with the mind he's got, I don't doubt it. They can easily get this first down.
Perfect. So again, 3rd and 5 coming up. Number 11 takes a snap, hands
off
to Didier.
Pro Didier. Gets the yardage and more. He's down the middle of the field, down around the 24-yard line.
Pro Didier around the right end for the first down.
First down on the play. Nice play by Pro Didier, rather. And looks like they're going to move the sticks and nearing the red zone. Ball's on the 24. 1st and 10 for the Sabercats. All right, as they break the huddle, we got 9:18 to go in the first quarter. Sault Sabercats are marching. Single wide out to the left. Looks like it's a broken play. Number 11 pulls it down. Gets wallpapered there. Number 26 maybe on the tackle for North Bay. So gain of about 6 yards. Brings up the 2nd down 4.
Good effort by Juma to save the play there. It really puts them in prime position to hopefully go for a scoring chance here. You got 2nd and 4 and sets you up for a bunch of opportunities. Go with whatever you want.
All right, so Juma under center, or at least taking the snaps for the Sabercats. Draws back 2nd and 4. They throw a flag. Looks like an offside on the play. we'll see who it goes against. If they blow it down, I'm assuming it is going to be against the Sabercats. So Peyton, tell us a little bit about your game earlier today, where you dominated the Scarborough Thunder.
I mean, we played a solid team, and Scarborough had to make the trip, an early morning trip, leaving in the morning to come down here, but they really put up a solid fight. But like our team is doing very well this year, and I'm very proud of all of our guys. Our O-line doing extremely well. Our running back room, Nate, myself, Ren, our receivers, our quarterbacks. Like we're really putting it together, and our iron curtain of a defense that we have, I really think is really enough maybe to go all the way this year. Not to say anything preemptively, but we might be able to get it done.
Nice job as Juma hands off to number 21, I believe. 28. Who's running the ball? Wesley Tate. It's hard to see these numbers on these blue Sabercat jerseys. Wesley Tate on the carry there. It was a 2nd and 9 after the offside penalty. Gain of 3 on the play brings up 3rd and 5. So again, the Iron Curtain, is that a reference to your Pittsburgh Steelers fan?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, legendary curtain back in the day. Hopefully you guys can imitate half as well as they do. And
hand off to Pro Didier. He's getting the edge. Cuts back inside. Brought down at the 10-yard line.
That'll be enough for a first down. So on 3rd down, they go to Didier, and he gets enough for the first down inside the 10-yard line to the 9. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 10 here after the spot. Whistle is blown in, starts counting. So the Sabercats will have to hustle here to get up to the ball. 6:56 to go, 0-0. No score early in a game here. And Juma takes the snap. He looks to pass. He's under the uprights, and pass intended for number 10, Drew Albury, but
got a little scrum down on the field. 78 getting at it. Flags flying. I think it's going to be coincidental here, but we'll have to see where we end up.
Lane Sayers, Manitowabi, loses his bucket, loses his cool. A few flags are thrown, and we'll see what comes of that as Manitowabi comes out for a breather. Umpire's talking. And we'll see where this stacks up here. Looks like we got unsportsmanlike conduct against North Bay. And
penalties are going to end up being coincidental here. We're going to have a 2nd down and goal.
Oh, so they waved it one aside, and we're going to offset penalties, so the ball is going to be marked at the 10. And 2nd and 10. So Cats looking to get on the board early here. Done a nice job marching the ball down the field. Juma looking to follow in his brother's footsteps of getting a big win on today.
Outside handoff to Didier. Brought down somewhere around, I want to say the 7-yard line. Sets up 3rd and goal, and a tough decision for Coach Wright.
So Coach Melchior, to kick this through, get some points, or are you going for it on?
I mean, I think we have to set the tone early. The Sabercats have a good enough offense, I think, to push this through, and to put up points on the board early is huge for them.
Absolutely. I noticed how you slipped and said it, Cora, and I've made that mistake with these yellow buckets and the dark jerseys. We'll be mistaking them for Cora all day long.
It's in the blood. Sometimes it's gonna slip.
Absolutely. I caught myself earlier doing that, and no harm, no foul here. So it looks like somebody's taking a timeout here. I don't know if it's an official's timeout or if the North Bay group wants to regroup and see if they can come up with a different game plan to stop this third and goal attempt. So today we want to thank our sponsors, Algoma District School Board, Algoma Thunderbird Athletics, Huron-Superior Catholic District School Board, and Gen 7. Please support our sponsors. They support our football. We're glad to bring it to you here at Rocky DePietro Field. Our Sault Ste. Marie Sabercats following the big win by the varsity club at the 2:30 start. we have the 5 o'clock junior varsity game underway here. A beautiful day for football. A little windy, but we're tough enough. We'll muddle through or close the windows and stay warm. Glad to all the fans and friends and family of Sioux football they come up out today and joined us. Looks like we're back and ready to go after the timeout. We're going to blow it in, and with 5:35 to go, we have a 3rd and 7 situation, 3rd and goal with the Sabercats trying to draw first blood. Snaps to June, blowing down right away. Another offside, looks like. That'll mark it back 5. Probably bring up 3rd and 12. Just change your game plan now. It's 3rd and 12 rather than 3rd and 7, coach.
I think at this point you bring out your kicking team if you have a strong kicker. If not, I'd probably go, especially in the junior ranks. We had a very nice screenplay. That would be kind of what to go with right now if I was Coach Wright. But I know he'll make the right decision no matter what.
And if you were watching the game earlier, and if you were playing in it and fortunate enough to be playing in it, you'll notice that the wind is blowing a lot today, and this will be a kick directly into the wind, so that might render the coach's decision a little challenging. So
100%.
looks like they're going to go for it. No sign of any kick team.
12 yards to go. Tall ask. They probably get it done.
Ball a snap.
Juma drops back, launches it forward, bobbled.
And a tough play. It looks like, was that 87 maybe? Charles McInnes. Nice play drawn up. Just McInnes unable to capitalize, and looked like he was free to fall forward and into the end zone and make points for the Sabercats, but tough early drop there for McInnes.
Well played by Juma and a well-called play by the offense. I mean, sometimes bobbles happen in football, and you're going to get that every now and then. You just have to learn how to adjust.
Yeah, absolutely. So at least they start from a position deep in North Bay territory. So defense is going to be called upon to make a stand here, and nice drive by Juma, although they didn't show up with any points there. So
well, I have them pinned pretty deep, so at least they have something to show for it.
All right. So we're gonna ask you to get me some numbers here, Coach. I want to see who's starting at quarterback. Looks like number 4, and looks like the ball's on the mat.
Ball's loose.
And looks like Sabercats have
We're waiting on a call.
covered it.
Sabercats football inside the 15, maybe even inside the 10. They're gonna get their opportunity right back.
So Riley Chapesky with the quarterbacking duties for North Bay was able to make the handoff, but ball hit the deck, and I didn't catch the number of the Sabercat that pulled it up, but they are pretty jacked up, pretty excited to make an impact for your Sabercats. So here we go again from about the 14-yard line. So now we'll see with full complement of downs here how many chances will it take for Juma to make the end zone.
First and
quick
10 from
handoff.
the 14. Didier breaks a tackle, runs through another. Ends up down around, looks like the 7-yard line again. Setting him up in a good position. Still able to gain the first.
14, Isaac St. John on the stop for the North Bay team. It's very hard to see these numbers up here, partly because of my old eyes and partly because of the silver on white here. We'll try to bring you the tacklers and numbers as best as we can.
Juma hands off to Didier. Breaks one tackle and brought down by the other.
Nice job to keep his balance, but
tackled by number, looks like, I want to say 24, Evan Samantha.
Okay, so again, we'll do our best here to bring you the tacklers and stars of the game here. Pro Didier with the carry. Looks like a gain of maybe 1, but he's bringing up 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5, and it's inside the 10-yard line at about the 9.
Setting up 3rd and goal. Or sorry, 3rd and about 5 from the 9-yard line. Juma drops back, lets it go, caught. But it's not going to be enough. Caught by number 87, Charles McInnes.
Short of the first down, so I have a decision to make. Nice job of the Sabercats coaching staff to get McInnes the ball again. Get a little chance for redemption to get back after that drop. That looks like a turnover on downs. They mark it at the 5, and that's where the North Bay team will take over.
Turnover on downs. North Bay
Let's see if this
takes
defense
over
can come up with
their own
another
5-yard line.
strong stop or maybe even get a safety out of this. That's the one thing about this junior Cats team is that they have a very solid defense. And like probably I want to say at least a top 5 defense in the OSFL. And that's what they're going to ride on this year.
And obviously, defense allegedly wins championships, so we'll see if this one can carry them to the promised land here. You see number 90, Evan Beauville, lined up on the left end spot as the quarterback is in under the uprights, taking the snap. Direct snap, hand off quickly to stopped in the defensive end, or in the defensive backfield rather, by number 93, Heath Desjardins. So a nice stop by Desjardins. Can't figure out who the ball carrier is. We'll try and get you a number 77. Nice ball. Nice running back number. Number 77, Duante Fernandez is on the carry. Pickup of about 3. And looks like the Bulldogs will still be under the shadow of the goal post as they take a second 11 after a loss of 1. So once again, 2:40 to go in the first quarter. 0-0 your score. After a couple close calls by the Sault Sabercats, marching down to the red zone, looks like being offside, and the flag is thrown. So far, North Bay unable to get anything rolling as far as running the ball. That quarterback has the wind behind him, so maybe not this play, but once they get out from the goal post, maybe we'll see something in the air. Obviously, North Bay is struggling, being 9th place with an 0-2 record, and hopefully get their first win of the season today, coming on the road to Sault Ste. Marie. About a 4.5 hour drive. Welcome all of their fans here to Sault. Hope you enjoy your stay. Oh, ball hits the ground. He's in the
quarterback on the run. Tries to dish to his receiver, number 2.
Snap is low. But, picks it up, tries to get it to Gage Campaign.
So intended receiver Gage Campaign on the throw, and I realize now that the quarterback is a southpaw. Picked up the ball after it hit the deck, was good to get it off, but Campaign unable to reel it in, and that'll bring up 3rd down. We'll have to see whether they elect to kick it or always as an option, maybe take a rouge in this case and push the Sault club back.
Found the Bulldogs here. I mean, they do have the wind working with them, but I'm going to take a knee and maybe save yourselves a little bit here. Decides to get rid of it.
It's going to get a bounce. Oh, it's
picked up.
Nice
Number
pick.
20, Logan Laginen with the return down to around the 19-yard line.
Not a bad kick with the wind, like you said, but took a one-hopper into Laginen's hands, able to scoop it and run it down to about the 22-yard line. We'll see where the spot is, and Sault Sabercats will have another great chance inside the Bulldog zone. See if they can muster some points on this drive.
Logan Laginen, a very versatile athlete, plays just about every position you could think of. Returner, running back, safety, corner, can play linebacker, just about anything. And he's really showing his skills out here on the field today.
High snap, brings it in.
Hand off to Laginen, gets eaten up in the backfield.
Nice job by Juma to corral that a little bit of a high snap. He's able to deliver it to Laginen, but
a little hard to make out the numbers here.
It sure is.
With the silver on white, but we'll try our best.
And with the help of Kevin Hemsworth in our back field here, maybe he'll be able to pick up some of these tacklers. But second and 14 after a loss of 4 on the play. North Bay doing a nice job penetrating that offensive line and getting to the backfield and making havoc back there. Looks like we got number 40 in the backfield. He's going to stay in.
Drops back, slings it out, caught. Charles McInnes bodies his defender in the end zone, puts him on the ground for a touchdown. Sabercats!
Sabercats with a great march on 2 plays. Loss of 4 on the first, going across to McInnes, who had an inauspicious start, dropping the easy ball across, but makes them pay and makes the defender pay. Not enough to just cross the goal line, but shoulder to shoulder and bounces his defender. And statement big exclamation point on that.
Seems to be a play that they keep wanting to come back to, where McInnes is on that little crosser. It's been open. North Bay's going to have to adjust to cover that, but Sabercats are really doing a solid job at running that play, and they could just keep running that over and over and over again until they have to make them stop.
And good on the coaching staff to go back to McInnes. And obviously, now he's got his hands, his oopsies out of the way, and now he's making a big push here. And Juma looks to convert.
Juma
two.
rolls out, looks to keep it himself. 2 defenders on him. Can't quite get to the edge down at the one. I probably would. Looks like he could have reached that ball over the goal line, but the refs decided to call him down short. Good effort.
So that'll make your score 6-0 with 48 seconds to go in the first quarter. A quick first quarter. It's not a lot of penalties, but here we are nearing the end of the first with our Sabercats up 6-0. We'll look for the Sabercats to be kicking off. Do you know who does the kicking duties for the Cats this year?
Not quite sure.
Okay, so lots of soccer players here that probably tried out for the spot, and we're going to wait to see just who. 29, that's your buddy Nicholas Matilla. Or is that 20? Oh, that's...
It's hard to make out from here.
Okay, so sorry, Nicholas Matilla, number 29, is the kicker according to Coach Knott here. So thank you for your input as they're lined up. And this is one is going straight into the wind, so you might see it die flat 20 yards into the flight. Oh, they try the onside.
Go with the squib.
Ball
is
still
loose. Recovered eventually by the Bulldogs' second row.
Not too bad. Good effort, but went a little too far for that front row. And number 7 is unavailable. Connor Lamoth down on the play sheet. Connor Lamoth.
With the wind in their face, that there's a lot of factors rolling in. Back to that last touchdown, going for 2 is definitely the right call. When it's a strong wind, especially from the varsity game, the wind was in our face all game, and to go for the onside there, our first kickoff of the game, that's what we did as well. We ended up recovering it, but smart call by the JVs, but just didn't end up coming out with it.
So your Bulldogs will take over from the 45-yard line. They do a toss out to.
Cuts upfield, ball's loose. It's on the ground.
Let's see who comes up with it. Looks like, of course, the Sabercats are
refs reporting a
plus.
Sabercats ball recovered by Evan Beauville.
Beauville, the big rig, comes up with the ball.
Wearing number 90, could be a TJ Watt reference.
Or my mark in calculus. Either way, Tim is probably doing cartwheels at home on the couch, and he's probably here in the crowd. But nice job by Beauville to make that happen. A nice pop. These Bulldogs are having trouble hanging on to that ball, those quarterback center exchanges. And that one, he just got a little chicken wing sauce and lost the grip, and Sabercats able to turn it over.
Takes snap. Hand off to Didier. Looks like a wide zone. Cuts inside. Rumbling down. Looks like just short of the first down by about 2 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 8 at the 35.
Gotta love JJ. Still rolling and scratching for every extra yard. Doesn't play to the whistle. Lost his favorite T-shirt here. But Didier Pro looking for a big game today. I talked to him last week, and he's pretty jacked after his tryout with the Ontario team. He hasn't heard results yet, or we haven't confirmed, but he's going to have a great season, and they're going to count on him at the running position quite a bit this year. All right, brings up 2nd and 2 after a nice 8-yard pickup. Juma getting the snap.
Early flag here.
It is. A delay.
Looks like a delay game.
Delay game call against Sabercats, so they'll have to speed up their break of the huddle, and it'll come back to be 2nd and 7.
There's also an issue with that last game with the varsities as well. Probably about 2 or 3 delay games against the Scarborough Thunder. But
yeah, it's still early in the season, and people are getting their work. So the kinks worked out, and often it's a personnel number thing. But Juma takes a snap, 2nd and 7. Looks to be
Juma
offside,
draws
but
back.
no flag.
Launch it to McInnes, off his hands, a little too high.
I think
Can't quite bring it down.
I think Mr. Juma had about a split second more just to be patient and loft it over. Looks like 87. McInnes was available again.
Sabercats 6.
A little broken play, a little bit of hurry, a little bit of rush, but 3rd and 7 will probably bring up the kicking game. But as you mentioned,
with the wind in your face, it definitely makes you a little unsure. I mean, if you punt, how far is it really going to go? It might hang and drop. I mean, even if you do go for it and you lose the ball, it's basically an arm punt.
and we may set up or show the punt formation and then go to the fake like you guys did in the earlier game. I think Carter running the ball or setting up the punt, but tossing to yourself or was it Gazzetti? But anyway, that worked for the Sabercats earlier. Let's see what they do. Juma is on the sideline here, so looks like they'll set up with 87. Charles McInnes back in the punter position.
This is where you bring it out. Hopefully you have a chance to go get the rouge. Hopefully make up for that 1 point loss on your 2-point conversion. The win is with you. During the varsity game, we had a punt at around our own 35, and ball ended up sitting around the 2-yard line. So let's see if they can do something.
Certainly was a strange game weather-wise.
Blown dead. No flags in sight. We think that maybe the referees just didn't blow the play in.
So they jumped the gun, getting a little excited. That tells me this might be a fake, and who better to fake it than put a big guy like McInnes in running and rumbling, stumbling forward. But with 3rd and 7 to go, that's a long 12 yards to pick up. So here's the punt. Nice kick, end over end.
Making it towards the end zone. Caught by the returner on the goal line. Making his way upfield. Dances a couple defenders. Breaks a few more. And he's down at around the 24. Excellent return given those conditions. Makes probably about 4 defenders miss.
Well done. Nice little return there out to the 24, as Peyton mentioned. And that's where they'll take 25. They give them credit forward to the 25, and that's where the Bulldogs will take over. All right, so looks like number 4 is taking the snaps, Riley Chapesky. Let's see how they set up. Single backfield. Rolls out. He's a southpaw. Throws a nice ball there. A little to the corner.
Oh,
number 2.
Way to lay the hammer, which looks like by North Bay's tight end.
Gage Campaign, number 2. So a nice roll out, nice pass, and number 2 Campaign is able to put a little punishment onto his Sabercats after a gain of 4, bringing up 7 and 6. Michael Marshall giving credit for the tackle for the Sabercats. All right, so have to. Oh no, single backfield. Split left. Passing again. Oh, and the ball went through.
Intercepted.
Through number 20, Logan Laginen's. No, that's not Lage.
Besky's pass almost picked off by number 20, Logan Laginen.
It was Laginen on the break up there. Had a chance to intercept it, slipped through his hands, but regardless, brings up a 3rd down, and looks like the Bulldogs will bring out their kicking formation. So, number Wesley Tate.
I mean, you're kind of in a hard position here. You're backed up in your own end, and the wind is blaring in your face. If this punt goes anywhere, he'll be lucky.
All right.
Caught
Nice
by
catch
Logan
on the
Laginen.
run.
He's got room. Finds a hole. Almost breaks the last tackle. Touchdown saver at around the 15. What a return. Logan Laginen.
Nice job by Laginen, and my apologies if we've confused Laginen, number 29, or 20 rather, and number 28, Wesley Tate. Lage has the flashy shoes, so maybe use that as an identifier. And Wesley Tate not getting the credit he deserves after a couple nice tackles there. So we're doing our best with what we got here, and looks like the Sabercats will take over, and Juma to receive the snap. Okay. Receivers in motion. Coming to the line. Looks like
drops
they're
back.
throwing.
Rolls left. Rolls back right, extending the play. Dumps it off a little too high for Pro Didier. Almost in the hands of number 37 of North Bay, Braden Groves. Lucky to not get picked off there. Right idea, but just a missed execution.
Brings up second down for the Sabercats.
All right, so Juma comes to the sidelines to get the call. Return into the huddle. Let's see what they can do here. Juma under duress there, forced to scramble. Rolled back out and missed Pro Didier with the pass. Again with the wind at their back here. 9:49 to go in the second. Up 6-0. They decide to hand off. Looks like a broken play.
Himself. Down the right sideline. Tries to lay the boom on a defender. Gains about 5-ish yards. Sets up a third and 5 from, I'll say actually 3rd and 4 from around the 11-yard line.
Down, runs right.
Isaac St. John, I think, on the tackle.
3rd and 3 for the Sabercats.
3rd and 3. Decision time inside or on near the 10. Near the 10 at the 11-yard mark with 4 to go. 3 to go. 3rd and 3.
It's probably the right decision in short yardage. But again, you do have the win with you this time, so kicking isn't a bad move.
Juma receive the snap.
Takes himself on a QB power. Gets nailed, but I think it might be just enough to convert.
I think he fell forward for the first down indicated by the referee.
Picks up 4 or 5 yards.
Good effort by Juma there.
Good enough, so we got first and 10. First and goal inside the 10. We'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Pretty tough play for a quarterback. You know, usually they don't like taking a lot of hits, but you see Juma's not afraid to get his hands dirty here and really get in there and take a couple shots.
I'm thinking with a brand new set of downs here, you're going to see Pro Didier get the ball running off tackle and see if he can scramble and make somebody miss. Oh,
An end around at number 10, Drew Albury. Can he beat the last guy? Gets cut at the knees.
beautiful stop.
Looks like by number 37 again, Brandon Groves is making a couple touchdown-saving tackles on this last drive.
Albury on the end around.
Nice job. Looked like a little broken play that looked like Pro Didier didn't know he was to block on the end around, but beautiful play by
Second goal for the 15.
Groves to break it up and brings up a second.
Absolutely. Albury had everything to work with there if Groves wasn't there. If he was picked up, that was a walk-in touchdown, but sometimes, you know, stuff happens and you miss an assignment.
And let's give Bulldogs defense a lot of credit. They're bending but not breaking as they're outside the red zone again.
15 looks like.
And
Early
there's
flag.
another delay game, perhaps. Delay game against the Sabercats, so they'll have to fix that. That'll drive a offensive coach, offensive coordinator crazy, but
Seems to be their favorite call almost all day.
Second goal from the 20.
so now it's going to be the ball at the 20, second down.
Throw to 87.
Popular opinion from the tower here is that they throw to 87, who's had some success down low. So 87, a big target. Caden McInnes having himself a game already after that quick early drop, but settled in for a couple of nice receptions. Nice power, big receiver.
Brings up second and goal from the 20. Juma drops back,
Nice.
launches deep to Albury. Does he have it over the top off his left hand? They can't haul it in.
Nice throw where only Albury could have pulled it in, but
Albury in the end zone. Little bit
turned
long
around a
for
bit.
him. Incomplete.
Intended for
Brings up
Albury,
third down.
incomplete, but brings up third down, and we'll see some new personnel in here, probably a kicking situation.
Yeah, this would be the right move. The wind is driving to that back left pylon of the end zone. So you're going to have, you know, just even if you don't have the strongest kicker, but I heard the Cats do, you'll have more than enough juice to bring this ball through the uprights and add another 3 onto your scoreboard.
And let's hope that they cover that in case they do miss and they're able to pin them deep.
Actually, looks like the punt group is out there. One for the Rouge. High punt, sails into the end zone, gets out the back, and that's going to be a Rouge.
So 1 point
Out of the back of the end zone.
brings the total to 7-0. 6:55 to go in the second quarter. Here, Sabercats lead the North Bay Bulldogs by a score of 7-0. So an interesting choice there. You could obviously tried the field goal, but obviously they felt to be safer to go with the single point out the back of the end zone.
In the end, it makes up for the missed 2-pointer from earlier, so it all evens out.
Do you know, does McInnes also do the field goals for, or did they have somebody else earlier?
I haven't seen much
I
much
know-
kicking game from the Sabercats.
I know that Matilda did the kickoff, but regardless,
My guess is, from what I've heard, I think Matilla is the place kicker.
Okay.
But we'll just have to wait and see.
okay, so 35-yard line is where the North Bay Bulldogs will start, and it has been confirmed that indeed the field goal kicker is Nicholas Matilla. So they elect to do the punt out the back of the end zone, and the score should go up. And number 4 drops back and
looking-
swings it out. Oh,
What a tackle! Chopped out at the knees. Looks like, I want to say
27.
number 27, Luke Cady, in his first year of the Sabercats, making a huge tackle on first down, cutting him out by the knees.
And Grandpa Mark must be thrilled by that. 27. Mark, a former coach of mine back in the day.
With a shorter, stockier guy like Cady, that's got to be your number one go-to, is to take him out nice and low. Low man wins, and for even if you're undersized or underweighted, you can always win battles by being the low man.
All right, ball snapped to number 4. He has to roll out. Good pressure by the Sabercats. Being chased by 41.
Drop
Ball's
pass.
thrown to 15. Incomplete. Pass intended for Theodore Nadeau.
Pesky rolls out to his left. Pass intended for Theodore Nadeau.
It's always hard for a quarterback to roll out under pressure. You saw 41 coming after him. Gabe Bafano chasing him down. And
Especially over the wind like that, it's going to be hard to make almost any throw.
yeah, Nadeau got his hand on it, but he was reaching back for the ball. A little thrown to his back shoulder. So that'll bring up a 3rd down situation. 3rd and 11. So it looks like the Bulldogs will punt. Let's see the gunner behind him. Can't get the number on the kicker, but and a short kick blowing into the air, caught. Oh,
Bobbled by Lajan.
and that looks like it's recovered by the Bulldogs.
Looks like recovered by the Bulldogs.
Lajan trying to catch it on the run. Actually, that ball, as it has all day, got hung up in the air, and Lajan fumbled it forward, and the Bulldogs were able to pick it up. I didn't get the player that recovered it for the Bulldogs, but they take over regardless on the 53-yard line, 51-yard line. My bad.
Catches can get pretty hard like that with the strong wind. That's going to be a factor in all of today's game. The ball basically, it's like a knuckleball in baseball. It's just going to change random directions, and you basically just have to hope for the best.
The wind is traveling south, and that ball was going north, and got hung up in the drift. And number 4
Pesky
now
drops back, scrambles,
He's in trouble.
almost runs into his lineman, scrambling right. Guy on his butt, chasing him, tackled out of bounds by number 93, Heath Desjardins.
Looks like a late flag coming in, and probably
Pesky scrambles right, tackled out of bounds by Desjardins. Flag on the play.
probably a flag against the Sabercats, if I'm guessing. Late, maybe out of bounds.
Didn't look too late, but I mean, you never know from up here. It's the opposite side of the field. It's hard to see. Could be a hold somewhere, but yeah, my guess is a late hit as well.
We'll wait to see what the officials tell us, and while we wait, I just want to thank our sponsors today: Algoma District School Board, Algoma Thunderbird Athletics, Huron Superior Catholic District School Board, Gen 7. Thanks for watching our coverage of OSFL AA football on Sioux Sports and listening on True North Radio. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe below for more help to help support Sioux Sports TV. So we got first down as the turnover.
Horse collar on the play, and that'll be a 15-yard
No.
penalty against the Sabercats.
My bad. Horse collar tackle, 15 yards assessed to the Sabercats. So it'll be an automatic first down from the 46-yard line of the Sabercats. So Sabercats dig themselves a little bit of a hole, dropping the guy for a loss, but negating that with a penalty for horse collar. So a little too aggressive, but here comes the Bulldogs. Snap handed to 15. 15 tries to get to a corner, but stopped for a loss.
Theodore Nadeau trying to gain the edge was
Nadeau
was
tries
kind
to
of a
get to the
slow
corner.
developing play.
Tackle behind the line
He
of
was kind of
scrimmage.
it was on that jet.
Loses a
He was kind of
couple
waiting
on
on his
play.
quarterback to take the handoff a
Second
little
12
early on the
below.
snap, and the defense was able to seek out the opportunity on the
Luke Keaty.
kind of broken style play.
Katie on the tackle, number 27, his second time in this defensive set here. So nice job by Katie to make the stop. And like you said, that timing thing, quarterback was a little late delivering the ball, so makes it difficult for the back to get going.
Chapesky drops back, steps up, looks like he's going to take it himself.
Oh,
Boomstick, the ball is loose.
Katie again with a slobber knocker.
And if I was the referee there, that would be a fumble. That ball came out on impact, and then he fell to the ground. I think that was a missed call. That should have bbeen, it looked like Evan Boville was in there to jump on the football. It should be Sabercats ball right now, in my opinion, but sometimes it's just not the way the cookie crumbles.
Third and 9 rather, and it looks like they're going to go for it. No. So the quarterback needing 9 to move the sticks. Direct
Chapesky
snap.
drops back, rolls left, tries to throw to his receiver, breaks a couple tackles, eventually not enough. Number 2,
Pesky slings it out.
Gage Companion.
Flats to Campaign.
So nice job by the Sabercats to bend but not break.
Play.
4 yards short. And a nice rollout, nice throw to Campaign. Broke a few tackles but was brought down at the 39-yard line. So that's where they're spotted. And
Roughing the passer.
so another undisciplined penalty against the quarterback, roughing the passer to the Sabercats. I'm not sure who the defending player was, but a tough break as the Bulldogs are stopped and should have been a turnover on downs, and now instead they are faced with a 1st and 10 from the 24. So again, penalties coming back to haunt a bit, the Cats a bit, Mr. Alciori.
All day, I mean, flags have just been flying. Whether there's varsity or junior varsity, like even during our varsity game, there was a flag probably every 3 plays. But I mean, it's just one of those days. Sometimes the wind gets in your way, and you have to do maybe some things you don't want to do, whether it comes to either defending a passer. But in that area when you have them backed up at like 3rd and what was it, around 15 or something like that, there's no need to take that unnecessary penalty. But sometimes stuff happens.
This is the excitement of the game. It's an impact sport. It's very intense, and obviously you want to go and punish the quarterback, but you got to sometimes rein it in, and sometimes that's tough to do. We've all played the game, and it's a high level of intensity, and sometimes the game gets the better of you. But regardless, number 4.
Chapesky drops back, airs it out,
Oh,
right in a crowd of a bunch of defenders. It's going to be an incomplete pass. But yeah, no matter what sport, I mean, emotions are going to run high, right, Scott?
Pesky's pass over the middle intended
Whether
for
it's
Nadeau.
any sport in the world,
Ball's
you're
incomplete.
gonna get chippy sometimes, and
3rd and 10 for the
sometimes it
Bulldogs.
goes for you, sometimes it goes against you. That's what it is, and you just have to live with it and have a so what next play mentality.
good. So 3rd and 10 again. So it looks like they're going for it. A timeout North Bay.
Timeout, North
At this point, we would like to thank the J team of Joanne Kovich and Jason Sproul for today's game. Also want to thank our sponsors, Algoma District School Board, Freeze Frame Photos, True North Radio, Pee Wee Pro Shop, Swinging Away Batting Cages, and want to thank you for joining on this beautiful Saturday afternoon for a game. We apologize for the delay out of our circumstances. We're glad to be here and glad you could join us. Join us every Saturday, Sunday this year for all the games as we take you through the playoffs and regular season. I want to thank all the fans for coming out today. I wish you could make a little bit of noise, but we understand how cold it is. So nice, good crowd here. And a reminder that there's a fundraiser upstairs at the Icebreakers to support the families of the that we celebrated earlier on the Dunn families and the Stoichev families. So if you got no plans for dinner and you don't feel like cooking, come on up to Icebreakers. They will have a fundraiser, all you can eat wings and pizza special. So nice ceremony earlier as 3rd and 10 comes for the North Bay Bulldogs. Ball's out,
Ball
goes
will
loose.
snap over Chapesky's head. Beauville right there to make the game. Oh, looks like
Beauville
Chapesky
with the
made
pressure.
for his head here.
Snap goes over Chapesky's head.
41.
He goes down to the backfield.
41 finishes. Gabe Bafano with the big stop on number 4. Chapesky up to his feet, which is a good sign, but
Sometimes you'll take those rattling hits. Either you hit your head off the ground, or
First down.
some guy will hit you at a weird angle, and you're seeing stars. I bet his world is spinning right now.
yeah. And the only good thing about it is on grass, because apparently turf is much worse.
It's an interesting little change up playing at Rocky D. I don't mind it, but I mean, they made some they did some housekeeping we had NASA track and field here a couple days ago, so they made some housekeeping, repainted the lines, cut the grass, so made for a decent field today.
Nice stop by the North Bay Bulldogs as 29. Oh no, that's 28. There's Wesley Tate again. He carried it forward. Short gain on the play maybe, but nice penetration by the North Bay Bulldogs to get into the backfield of the offense. You mentioned, Peyton, that playing on field, grass field versus turf is much different. Tell the fans about the differences between them.
I mean, the hits definitely feel a lot nicer on the grass, but I mean, depending on the day, if it's dry or even worse is if it's raining. Cuts are a lot harder to make on the grass. So your foot will slip, the ground will give out, dirt will rip, grass will rip. Again, the hits are a lot nicer to take, but if I had to pick, playing on turf is definitely a lot easier. You know, it's going to be consistent in what you get, as long as it's maintained properly. Yeah, you pretty much universally know how it's going to field and how it's going to play out. But with grass fields, you never know what you're going to get.
And some of our fan club have asked, as far as footwear, what is the difference between the cleats that they wear on turf versus grass?
I mean, I don't really change it up that much, but some guys like to put in longer spikes on the grass just so they make sure they don't slip. But it's really to each their own.
All right, so we got 2nd and 11. Looks like a loss of 1 on the carry by Tate. Juma back in the shotgun, takes a snap.
Drops back.
Oh.
Steps out right. Couldn't make up his mind and gets swallowed up by, again, number 27.
Juma swallowed up in the backfield.
Peyton Andrews.
By number 27.
It's got to be good with a name like that, right?
What was that?
It's got to be good with a name like that.
Mm-hmm.
So number 10, Drew Albury, lobbying for why he didn't get that ball, but obviously Juma, with a man closing on him, didn't see him downfield. So takes another loss of another yard, so that'll bring back 3rd and 12. And obviously we have number 87, who is Charles McKinnis, back to punt.
Booms it. Decent punt. Punt lands around the 40.
Oh.
Bobbled loose. Picked up by another North Bay player. Looks like number 30.
Waylon Pasco with the pickup after the kick returner bobbled it forward, but
Bobbled by the Bulldogs, picked up by Waylon Pasco. Short return.
once again, those kicks give people fits with catching it on the run, but nice job of the returner to close on the ball, but unable to squeeze it. Nice job by Pasco to save the day for the Bulldogs and retain possession. So we're at the 50-yard line of the Bulldogs as they take the ball.
That's something that these punt teams have to take advantage of. Is if we're bobbling returns, that we have to jump on these balls. We have to create turnovers, because turnovers win football games.
That's why you always have to play to the whistle, because you never know when the ball's going to hit the deck, and you got to be on top of it.
Fiske launches it out to the side, incomplete. Looks like he was aiming for number 5, Ashton Cutter.
We just led Cutter a little too much. Nice rollout, and just unable to connect with his receiver. So 2nd and 10 coming up.
If I was a Sabercats defense, some of these balls have a little too much air under them. I'd be shooting hot to the ball, maybe looking to make a big play interception.
Number 7, near to me, Michael Marshall. Drawing in, single coverage, dropping out now. Saw something. As number 4 throws the ball to number 15 again, overthrew his receiver, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10. Here's a tricky play with 2:29 to go. Coach, what do you want to do in this case?
I mean, this is really worst case scenario. You're 3rd and 10. The wind is blasting in your face. If you go for it, I mean, odds say you're not going to get it. I mean, and if you do punt it, it's going to hang and maybe get 20 yards. So, I mean, for North Bay, this is really worst case scenario, but you just have to make the best out of it. Looks like they do have a hot man to the ball, though. You see him lining up behind the punter.
2 of them went to the far side. Coach Knott just
Gets
noticed.
the punt off.
And you see it die right
Punt
now.
lands around the 45. Caught by Lajinen. Breaks a tackle. Down the sideline. Out and around the 42. Good return effort, Logan Lajinen.
That'll put the Sabercats in a great spot with 2:15 to go. And obviously Lajinen looking to atone for the earlier bobble. Caught that ball on the run, was able to use the speed to get outside and pushed it all the way till about the 42-yard line. We have a Bulldog down, so we'll take a short break and we'll join you in a couple minutes. All right, so we joined you after the injury. Looked like the Bulldog went off under his own power, so we're back on the field here.
Hand off to Didier. Cuts back inside. Swallow it up. Number 54. Who we got here? Thomas Cote.
So a nice job by the Bulldogs to get into our offensive backfield, and just a great play by North Bay. So looks like the defensive sides of the ball for each of these teams are the ones that are setting the tone here. Neither offense really getting cranked up here, but got 2 minutes to go in this first half. Let's see if the Sabercats can extend their lead from 7-0. Ball snapped to Juma.
Juma airs it out. Looking for, what was that, number 9, Dylan Dewar. Just a little too much sauce on that throw. Can't quite get it to it.
So it looks like that'll bring it to 3rd, and here's another coaching dilemma here. You once again kick the punt into the end zone and hope to cover them deep again. That's a little long, even with the wind behind you for a field goal attempt, maybe if in the CFL, but
yeah, it's definitely a ways to go.
It's a good pound. So McKinnon stands at the 55-yard line, so right at midfield. Single returner under the uprights. So if McKinnon angles it somewhere, bad snap, but he's able to corral it, put it up in the air.
Lands down around the 5, caught by the returner. And gets, what would-be tackler gets blown up. Breaks more tackles. He's down the sideline. Couple men to beat, tackled by Charles McInnes. On the return, number 24, Evan Samantha.
So McKinnis forced to do all the work there and make the kick and make the tackle. Smetana with the return. Very nice job bringing the ball out to the 29-yard line, says Coach Hemsworth. All right, so still a lot of ball game in this first half. 1:33 to go. All their timeouts still remain. Or no, I believe they called one timeout earlier. So 1:33, plenty of time for the Bulldogs to march, and obviously the Sabercats defense looking to pick 6 and take momentum into the half.
Trubisky hands the ball off. Number 7. We don't have a number 7 on our chart here. But gets about back to the line of scrimmage, it looks like.
Connor Lamoth is your runner, your ball carrier, number 7, Connor Lamoth. Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gained 1, depending on the spot. Nice swarm by number 63, leading the way, Wyatt Jagger. Cam Boville also in to help. And
Flag on the play against the Sabercats.
another flag against Sabercats, so they'll move it forward. Looks like the 10-yard variety, so that's be a first down. Or maybe 15. He keeps running or walking, so looks like a 15-yard penalty. Ball is on the 44-yard line. So that'll set the Sabercats on their heels as the Bulldogs look to score and draw even here.
Trubisky drops back. Looks for his receiver downfield, overthrown.
Pass intended, number 8.
Best pass over the head of Nadeau.
Nadeau.
2nd and 10, Bulldogs.
2nd and 10 coming up after the overthrow by Tedeschi. Chepesky, rather.
Number 15's and also 100 meter last kick. Can't give him the ball.
2nd and 10. Coming up, 1:23 left to go. Oh, trying to draw him offside maybe, but unsuccessful. Chepesky rolls, throws out.
Looks like a ball caught.
Say ball caught and they stayed in bounds. So.
It could be 2 because there's no 8 on the roster.
Flag down on the field.
It looks like 8 to me.
It does. It turns and the
All right, a little confusion with the jerseys again, so we apologize. We're counting here. Looks like a completion. Looks like it's close to the first down mark. Maybe short by half a yard.
Referee Conan talking to Sabercat captain Evan Boville. The ball is going to come back.
It's a hold against the Bulldogs, so that will negate a good
call on the Bulldogs on the
march
play,
forward,
so that'll come back.
and they'll redo 2nd down. No, stay there, stay there. Oh. Anyway, the people on the sticks were moving with the penalty flag there, so it brings up 2nd and 20,
From the 34-yard line.
34.
Not quite yet. No C on this play.
All right, so Chepesky out for the snap. Snap is good. He's got lots of time, good protection.
Boville chasing it from the back. Lets it go. Hit on the play by Gabe Bufano, and it's going to be incomplete.
That quarterback is taking a lick and back there, and then
Well
Bov-
played by the Junior Cats pair of defensive ends, a strong pair of defensive ends in Boville and Bufano. Bufano in with the hit on the quarterback. Not late at all. That's what you got to do. You get their quarterback a little roughed up and injured, he might cough up a couple balls later on in the game.
Gabe Bufano, great kid, former student at Holy Cross, home of the Griffins. So
Crowd
he and
starting to make
Sebastian
some noise.
Sestero playing in their Sabercats home debut here. And high snap, he kicks it into the wind, and it's going to die there. Oh, Lajan puts it on the ground.
Again. Jumps on it.
Was lucky enough to jump on it because he was the last defender other than Drew Albury. And looks like we're going to take over 59 seconds, so almost a full minute for Juma and company to march their way down the field.
If I'm not mistaken, the Sabercats still retain both their timeouts. They have about half a field to go. If they can bury before the end of this half, that's going to be huge. If not, leaving this game a one-score window is not a place you want to be.
The good news is you can be aggressive, especially if you're aggressive downfield. You're likely not going to give up a pick six that goes the distance, so you can put it in the air. You're
True.
with the air, the wind behind you.
Hands off to Didier, breaks a couple tackles. Runs hard for about
Hand off to Bro Didier.
don't know, about 5 yards-ish.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 on the play. And again, at what point do you do, Coach, go to the air instead of pounding along
I'd go to
the
the
ground?
air right now. You have the wind at your back. Time's running out. You got 50 seconds left on the clock. I'd be letting Juma find maybe Drew Albury or Charles McInnes downfield. Some big bodies with good hands. Go up there and get that ball. Maybe get down there, run something quick.
You got to break that huddle a little quicker. They just lost 20 seconds on that from the time that the referee blew the
Juma drops
play
back. Short pass intended for McInnes. Incomplete. Our clock stops at 28 and a half seconds.
So maybe they're running the clock down intentionally to get one last chance. 3rd and 5 from the 52.
If I'm here, if the offense is what it was like last year, I'm going with I'm getting one of our faster guys maybe to line up at the running back position, run our halfback screen, and have them try and go the distance.
What about that hook and ladder that was successful for you guys in the earlier game?
Why not? Go for it. I don't see why not.
It certainly caught them in the earlier game with the varsity Sabercats. So.
Looks like the read wasn't there for Juma. Goes to the pass downfield, caught by number 4, Grayson Avery. It's going to be the first down with around 21.6 seconds to go.
Grayson Avery with a nice catch, nice scramble by Juma, and throws across to Avery. Brent and Trina are probably enjoying seeing number 6 make a big play. 21.6 to go in the half. Timeout for Sabercats. So a couple more plays to go. Even if they run incomplete, they could throw at least 2 passes, maybe 3.
If I'm hearing Juma, I'd be looking for Grayson Avery more often. Guy on the smaller side, but he's shifty and he's quick. He always makes the catch. He's got a sure set of hands. And I mean, if the defense doesn't want to give him the respect he deserves, I'd be going right back to him every time.
Yeah, and he's flown under the radar. That's the first ball that they've thrown to him. He did a nice job. Unable to keep his feet, which is unfortunate, but nice to corral that ball, and well done, number 6. Maybe we'll see him go to him with 21.6 seconds to go. As the North Bay Bulldogs retake the field after the timeout. Just remind you that you're watching on SiouxSports.com, True House Radio, and thank you for your support of Sabercat football as these Cats look to march one last time in the field before the halftime show.
Juma drops back.
Good
Holds
protection.
on to it, lets it fly. It's up in the air. It's picked off.
Number 30,
Getting
I
the
believe.
return. Cuts back inside. Cuts against the grain. Tackled high. With a scrum downfield.
Waylon Pasco, number 30, on the interception, and tough break for the Sabercats. Nice protection time from the offensive line. And that'll be 7 seconds, maybe one time enough for one play, maybe 2 plays if they go to the air. And Sabercats will have to hold to maintain their lead at 7-0 here leading into the halftime. Just a reminder that we will take a 10-15 minute break at the halftime, but we'll be back for a conclusion of this game. Thank you for joining us here on True House Radio, SiouxSports.com, your coverage of Sabercat football.
If I'm North Bay here, I'm running some sort of short trick play with the wind in your face. Quarterback drops back, up in the air. Caught by a receiver, breaks tackles. Breaks a bunch of tackles, but that's not going to be enough as the frame expires.
Flag on the play, though.
With a late flag.
Half won't end on a penalty, so it looks like we could be in trouble here if it goes against the Sabercats.
He hauls it in, but taken down.
Sabercats are leaving for the end zone for their pep talk, but it might not be.
Bulldogs, nothing.
I don't think this flag is really going to matter as the half expires, and I'm not sure if it even carries over.
So let's see if it either applies against the Bulldogs or it'll be tacked on to the kickoff on the second half. But
if it is against Sabercats, the Bulldogs might be given one last play.
I believe so. That depending on what the call is, I imagine it's an OC or objectionable conduct, maybe, or aggressive hit after the play.
That looks like some sort of unnecessary roughness. Up 15.
Oh.
This will give the Bulldogs one last opportunity to go for the end zone with no time on the clock.
That'll take North Bay down just outside the 20.
So the ball will be outside the 20, let's call it the 21-yard line, with Bulldogs giving a freebie here. And as the half can't end on a penalty, it's accepted by the Bulldogs, and they will certainly have one last-ditch effort as the Bulldogs call on a timeout. So that's their second charge timeout, so that'll be it for the Bulldogs. But a real shame if the Bulldogs are able to capitalize. Sabercats have played such a great half of football so far, and the defense has been holding them in, and then they go and take an ill-advised penalty, which may end up nipping them in the butt here.
Yeah, if I'm the Bulldogs, if we get this score, it's a complete game momentum change. Even though you're going to the half and you have time to reset, if you bury right before that and tie a game, all the energy out of the Sabercats will be sucked right out of them. And if I'm Chepesky, I'm going to go straight back to the receiver who just head-topped about 2 DBs. I'd go from right in either one corner of the end zone, but I'd be going right back to him after a catch like that. I'm going straight to him.
And Coach Will Baswell out to tend to his defensive squad and giving them the play and the marching orders. Hopefully they can exact some punishment, or at least make a big stop here and limit the bleeding here. Stop the bleeding as the Bulldogs try to score.
Chepesky drops back, steps up in the pocket, rolls right, throws off his back foot. It's a wobbler, intercepted. But it looks to be
27 by the looks of it.
27.
Luke Cady capping off a pretty good half for Luke Cady. Interception, no damage done on the scoreboard, at least towards the Sabercats, as they lead 7-0 going into the second half. Thanks for joining us on SiouxSports.com. We'll be back for the second half in just 10 minutes. I'm Scott McPherson, joined by Peyton Melchiori, doing a bang-up job here, and we're going to see you in 10. Take care. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of the OSFL Sabercats Bulldogs Classic here. We've got a 7-0 score kicking off the second half. And the ball is returned by the Bulldogs out past the 20 to about the 30-yard line where they'll take over. Well, he's still on his feet.
Finally blown dead.
So Attila with a nice kick with the wind behind him. Coach, what do you expect in the second half in a tight match like this, 7-0, the Sabercats leading?
I mean, maybe some more experimental stuff by the Bulldogs here. I mean, they couldn't generate any points on the board in the first half, so I think they're going to bring out all the tricks in their bag to do whatever they can to put points on the board against a strong Sabercats defense. And, well, for the Sabercats offense, keep chugging along, do more of the same, and try and put up some more points in the end zone.
Absolutely, and obviously for third quarter here, the Bulldogs will be throwing into the wind, so that's been a tough chore all game, all day for both squads. So we'll look for them to keep it along the ground for a little bit, but number 4 is throwing the ball quite well in the later stages of that first half, so we'll see how things work out.
Hand it off to number 2. Still on his feet, eventually brought down. Looks like a gain of about 3-ish yards.
Nice job by many Sabercat tacklers, including 63 Wyatt Jagger. So 6 is Sestero with assistance on that tackle as number 2 made his way around. Onashenko, Bufano getting some praise for assisting on that tackle as brings up a 2nd and 8.
Chapisky with the back to his left and right. Tries a hard count. Doesn't bite. Chapisky launches to the receiver. Goes for about 2 yards to number 5, Ashton Cutter.
Luke Cady on the tackle, number 27. Nice rollout and pass complete to...
Actually, my apologies. Number 6, Nicholas Dorey.
Number 6 with the reception. So a nice little rollout, and I was assuming that they'd come out running the ball, and they come out with a couple quick passes and complete one to Dorey there for a nice reception, but it'll be short. 3rd and 6 coming up, and they'll be punting. Watch for the wind to play a factor into this one. Has a nice snap, and the punter gets it off the side of his foot, rolling towards the sideline, and
kick will go out of bounds at the 50.
We won't have a return on the play. Ball's out of bounds at the Bulldog 50.
Got a late flag down after the play was over by the official closest to us.
And we'll wait to see what that is for. I believe that is Jim Fitzpatrick throwing that flag. And we will see who's marching that ball, in which direction. And the Sabercats will take over with 10:20 to go in the third quarter, leading 7-0.
Looks like an unnecessary roughness up on the Sabercats.
So again, penalties is continuing to haunt the Sabercats as they march back 15, and that'll take them to the 45, their own 45. So digging themselves a little bit of a hole.
I'm not sure if after that penalty North Bay regains possession or it's just, no, it looks like it's going to go back to the Sabercats.
So
15 from the spot of the return.
Must have been well after the play was completed. A flag, lack of discipline by the Cats, and let's hope those decisions don't come back to haunt them a little bit.
Juma in the shotgun with Perot behind him. Takes a snap, drops back, airs it out. Looking for Drew Ballery, but it's picked off.
Oh!
Number 27, Peyton Andrews.
With a name like Peyton, he's got to be good. Peyton Andrews bobbled the ball, brought it back in, was able to pick off a nice Juma pass intended for his receivers. 27 jumps in front and makes the pick, and the Bulldogs will quickly change momentum in their direction as they take over from the 46-yard line. It looked like a nice break on the play by 27. He's got in front, able to knock it down and bobble it a little bit, but
almost got away from him. Good effort to haul it in, though.
You sounded impressed.
Very. gives this Bulldogs team some life here. Maybe a chance to come back and tie the game.
And,
Really no dictating where this one's gonna go.
So broken play here. Looks like be offside maybe as number 4 takes the snap, but quickly blown down. Riley Chepeski. We'll see where the flag goes. Usually an offside on that one. And looks like they're going to march North Bay backwards. Back from the 46 to the 41. An offside. So the Bulldogs run moving in the wrong direction. It's still first down, but 1st and 15 from the 41 yard.
Changing up their set a little bit into a pistol. Motions up into the offset. Chapisky drops back. Swings it out to his receiver. Makes a man miss. Swallowed up by a bunch of gang tacklers on the catch.
28, Wesley Tate.
With the catch.
Campaign caught the ball, moved it to the 41, back to the original line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up 2nd and 15. So Starro and Lagin and Tate also with the help on the assist on the tackle. So campaign in there to the right of
Chapeski
quarterback.
drops back, rolls right. He's got a man chasing him, 2 men chasing him. Gets the ball out, decent ball. It is not quite hauled in. Good effort by the receiver. Not sure who it was, but also a good effort by our Sabercats secondary. Could have been a PI, but no flag going in favor of the Bulldogs.
Michael Marshall on the defense there. Again, that ball hanging up in the air, that wind playing a role on it. And Marshall might have got there a second early, but no call on the play, so Cats dodge a bullet. It'll bring up 3rd and 15.
Got a hold on the Bulldogs as well. This is really going to punch them in the stomach here. Already being back 5, going back another 10 into 2nd and 25 is just going to be almost impossible to dig yourself out of that hole.
In that it was an incomplete pass. Why, are you surprised that they didn't decline the penalty and take 3rd and 15 rather than 2nd and 25 and replay it?
Yeah, now that you bring it up, I probably would have taken that. I mean, the wind's in their face, so I mean the pass isn't going to go well. I mean, if you do try to punt it, it's going to hang up. So I mean, if I was the person making that call, I probably would have declined it and took the 3rd down.
Looks to be only a 5-yard penalty, so maybe it was an offside call.
But as you like to say, they got 2nd in a country mile here to go, so let's see what they can do. Chapeski, hands off, on a jet, cuts back inside.
Oh,
looks like Evan Beauville on the tackle for a gain of only a couple here.
Lucky he didn't get called. I think he's up high with the tackle there. Might have reached in and grabbed, but nonetheless, Nadeau with a couple of yards, but Beauville in on the stop, and that should bring up a 3rd down and punting situation.
All in all, it turns out to be the better call in this situation with the Bulldogs look to be backed up by about 3rd and 23. This is really going to punch them in the throat here. Kicking into the wind. Punter takes a snap. Gets it off.
And he kicks it, angles it again away
Short
from
punt. Laginen going for it. Bounces back.
Looks like a no-yard situation.
Laginen jumps on it. Breaks through a couple tackles. Eventually brought down. I think we have a no-yards flag down on the field.
Took a big lick about the 27-yard line. No flags, no yards flag. Did you see it?
With a kid like Laginen, that's no issue for him. He's a tough bugger, and like I said earlier, he plays just about every position. He's got the cardio to do it. He's got the strength to do it. He's got the IQ to do it. He's got everything he needs to hopefully play at the next level someday, and he's showing his effort out here.
Yeah, I spoke to his dad at halftime and gave him a big thumbs up. So, Johnny, well done. Boy's a player. I heard that all the number 29s are pretty darn good, though, aren't they?
I think so.
Yeah. I remember a guy back in high school 40 years ago wore number 29 pretty quick.
Oh, boy.
You ever hear stories?
I think I hear about it every day at home.
Was he better than he tell the stories he tells, or
Oh,
is
when
pretty
he-
modest about it?
When he throws the tape on, he talks a tall game, but he likes to throw the tape on, and I gotta say he does live up to it pretty well.
And is he still watching on VHS, or is he on beta?
He had to get it. He had it redone about a year ago and had it converted to a disc.
And had it sped up. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, Peyton Melchior is son to Sweet Lou from the Sioux. Great football player in his own right, and classic Sioux Steeler All-Star, and former standout at Ferris State, I believe.
Hand off to Pro Didier. Gets stuffed up right about the line of scrimmage.
And am I correct? Is it Ferris State, the Bulldogs that he played? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I got confused one time and said he played for CMU, which is the Chippewas, and I was quickly corrected by that. So, former Bulldog himself. So, as the Bulldogs are putting a good stand here up against the Sabercats, big shout out to Sweet Lou back home. Or he was here earlier for your game. He's gone home now.
Gone home.
Okay, so
Probably watering the grass.
excellent.
Snap to Juma. Drops back. Dumps it off to McInnes. McInnes stiff arms the guy down. Spins out of a tackle. Breaks a couple more tackles, and he's got enough for the first down around the 15.
What a beautiful spin move for him to get out of trouble. Was tackled way behind the first down marker. Was able to spin out, keep his feet, and made a nice play to the sidelines, and picked up enough for the first down inside the 15 to about the 12-yard line. McInnes looks like a big hoss, and he's obviously got some nice hands after an ominous start where he dropped his first one coming across. He looks to be a big kid and lots of nice, sweet hands. Ball goes to Lodgen, and Lodgen straight ahead.
Swallowed up at the line by, looks like a pair of defenders at about, looks like the line of scrimmage, give or take a yard in between.
Second and 8.
Little D tackle with the 54 with the gray pants has made him a million plays. He's half the size of our O-line, but he's
All right, Juma taking the snap.
In the shotgun, second and 9.
Oh.
Airs it out a little bit.
Oh,
Overshot,
boy.
picked
Could
off.
be 6.
He's got it if
Could
he's got
anybody
the
catch him?
legs. Angled on the tackle is Juma, the last guy to beat. Beats him. He's down the sideline, the 35, 30, 25.
Oh.
Shoestring tackled by Aaron Juma to save the pick 6.
He got shaken baked on the first one, but was able to recover, and Juma with a touchdown saving tackle, but Bulldogs will take over at the 26. So again, big momentum change there as they were able to run it back 50 yards or so, and the Bulldogs inside Sabercats territory.
Set up, looks like the 26 in prime position to make a play. You've got the energy out of the Sabercats sails right now. You have to take advantage of it.
And again, that's what we were worried first half. They looked like the Sabercats were in control, marching the ball down the field, didn't get some points in the red zone, and then, towards the end of the half, a late interception prevented the Sabercats from extending their lead. And Bulldogs have had a little bit of luck here, but they worked their way back into a spot where they can draw even here.
This is going to be a in my opinion, defining drive of the game. If they can score. It's picked off as I say that. He's got no one man to beat.
Wesley Tate with
Wesley
the
Tate
scamper.
running down the sideline. Beats
Got
his
the corner.
man. There's no one left. Number 15 running from behind gets a nice block from Evan Beauville, and it's a pick 6. Wesley Tate, a middle linebacker. A thick 6, you might want to call it. Makes it 13-0 for the Sabercats with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, we were speaking about momentum, and it reared its ugly head again for the Bulldogs. Another pick. Wesley Tate rambling, scrambling, looking for the defib right now. Scampers carries it into the and every time I'd run those back for a pick 6 for a touchdown, I just didn't want anybody to touch me. Just get off me, stop. Yeah. And when I say that, that was the one time, but I landed in the beer tent at the Steeler game, so it was a Good 6. But
Wesley Tate, that's actually his second defensive touchdown of the year. His week 1 action actually scored the first touchdown for the Sabercats season against the Peterborough Wolverines in week 1. That game ended in a tie. He's really had a dominant season here. In my opinion, a defensive player of the year like season. And adds to his touchdowns on the season, brings him up to 2. And definitely a lot for a linebacker in just 3 games.
And a big shout out to Mom Jody, who is still braving the cold weather here. I saw her cheering on her boy. Congratulations to you. Obviously, she's the one with the football skill. I've seen Jeff. He's going to stick to hockey, but great job by Tate to turn the table here on the North Bay Bulldogs. Looks like they're going to try the extra point. Now here's a calculated guess. Do you go for 2 again, or you got the win behind you? But
yeah, you got the win with you here. I'm kicking the extra point.
all right, so Mattila is tasked with the job of taking the extra point, making it a 14-point difference. Nicholas Mattila, number 29, to put it up. Brett Koski to hold the snap.
Koski, good job on the hold. Mattila puts it up, and it's through.
Perfect. Up and good for an extra or single point. 14-0. Nice snap. Nice hold by Koski. Mattila with the kick through. 14-0. Your Sioux Sabercats leading the North Bay Bulldogs. So again, we talked just a minute before, and the big touchdown, pick and return to the 25 by the Bulldogs. So Juma might have saved himself his own game there by that great shoestring tackle.
Yeah, as a quarterback after throwing an interception, the feeling, it doesn't feel great, but having your defense have your back like that is paramount. You can see him chatting it up with some teammates right now, basically just getting in the right headspace to go out on this next drive. If I'm the Cats, I'd be filled with all the energy we can have after a big guy, a Mike linebacker, getting a pick 6. That just takes all the wind out of the Bulldogs' sails, and I'm pretty sure they feel very defeated after not being able to put up any points in their one opportunity where they got really close. The Sabercats defense just took that right away from them, and I bet they have this whole game in full control right now. Mattila with the squib. Missed by a couple Bulldog returners, eventually picked up.
Looks like number 7. Connor Lamoth able to recover it, but not after kicking it around the field a bit. Nice job by the Bulldogs to recover after a scrambly kick. Again, those Sabercats trying the onside, trying to catch him napping. Back to the touchdown. Big shout out to Evan Beauville, who led the way, getting downfield and preventing that Bulldog from catching Tate from behind as Tate was running out of gas. Another 10 feet and might have been caught. So
yeah, probably he was right on his tail, but again, great effort by Beauville to kind of seal the deal in that situation and add to the Sabercats total here. 14-0 with 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Chapesky in the shotgun, play action, slings it out, tipped by defender, and is dropped.
Pass intended for number 2, Gage Campaign, unable to pull it in. Nice ball by Chapesky. I think footsteps were heard, and Campaign unable to make the squeeze. So.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like Evan Beauville with the one to get the hand on it and get the pass deflected out of the way of Campaign.
I won't correct you. I think that's exactly how it unfolded, and we're looking at 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. Lots of game left, 4:20 to go in the third, so Bulldogs need to make some quick points, but
Chapesky, play action, rolls out to his right. He's got a man downfield.
Nice chase by
Missed
Bafano.
tackle.
Oh.
That ball is out, but it's fumbled out of bounds with a hit by looks like number 52, Gabe Phillips.
Phillips got to be careful not to get called for a late hit there. That was close to out of bounds. He didn't get the call, so obviously a legit legal play, but
yeah, a little close. Phillips, a very, I'd say, aggressive linebacker, hard-hitting, strong kid. But yeah, like you said, Scott, he's got to watch himself and make sure he doesn't take any unnecessary penalties here.
And he had a beat on him, and it wasn't he was going to turn the corner, so and you can't take it leave it to chance. Sometimes the officials, as they should, are trying to protect these, guys going out of bounds. So nice that there was no call on the play, and brings up a. Oh, looks like the flag's on the play. They're talking to Sabercats, so they're going to back him up. He fumbled out of bounds, but. Oh, so they declined the penalty. So
Makes it third and 10.
Third and 10.
I mean, if I'm the Bulldogs, I have to bring out the punt unit here, even though, again, like we've been mentioning all game, the wind is in your face, but you have no choice, really. You have to get rid of the ball here. You're pinned in your own end at the 35. I mean, be lucky to get the ball out to maybe center field after, like with the wind conditions, and hopefully just pray on a good punt cover.
Mother Nature sure has been the 13th man here with the wind blowing, but they get a nice snap, and the kick is off. Angle it towards the sidelines.
Gets it up to about the 40. It rolls right out of bounds. Sabercats going to get position either at the 40 or 39-yard line here. With 3:52 to go in the third quarter.
So once again, it might have been one where you try a pass or try to get the ball downfield, because as it stands, it was only halfway to the first down marker, so it wouldn't have been that much of a difference in field position. However, they've made their choice, and Sabercats will take the field on offense. Juma comes out again, and with 3:52 to go still in the third quarter, lots of game left, so the Sabercats can't let off the gas and have to maintain their focus and continue to march the ball down the field and not necessarily score points quickly, but eat up a little bit of clock. They can do that on the ground here.
Last drive, I mean, even though your defense really helped you out with that pick six, is right now for quarterback Aaron Juma, it's all about mental clarity right now, being able to clear your head and having a so what next play mentality, and see what he can do here as he drops back, rolls left, steps up in the pocket, gets a big hit thrown to the ground. It looks like I want to say number 54, Thomas Cote.
And Aaron's a tough kid, but you don't want your quarterback taking big hits like that.
No, sir. He was picked up and thrown to the ground pretty violently, but I mean, like you said, Aaron is pretty tough, and he's going to go out there and give everything he has until that final buzzer.
Your best chance to win was with him holding the ball, but again, no.
Sabercats going to the trap for the first time in the game. Jake Orr on the carry gets enough for the first down. Finally, the Sabercats, you've noticed how they've been in that, kind of pistol with the one man to the offset, with the fullback in the offset. They finally, like we ran last year, haven't gone to it all game. Was a staple last year, and they finally go to it. And it's just maybe what they need to start gaining more yards on the ground after the run game coming to an abrupt stop over these past couple quarters.
Okay, so we're going to take a little break here while we have an injury on the field, and we'll join you back in a couple minutes as soon as play resumes. Thanks.
Am I good here?
We're good here, and we're back with you here on SiouxSports.com. We're bringing you the last half of the classic match here between the Sabercats and the Bulldogs. Just had an injury timeout, hoping that the North Bay Bulldog, who was taken off in an ambulance, is recovering or is going to be just fine. We have no other reports, but we wish him well.
As we continue.
Keep going.
Sabercats go back to that trap game with Jake Orr. Worked tremendously last time, but this time around it's not going to be enough. It looks like around a loss of 2 or 3.
They're on to him now, but nice run previously with Jake Orr.
Maybe a loss of 1, my bad.
Nice job. The Bulldogs to shut Orr down on that carry, but he looks like a strong runner and a big dude, so I'm sure that they'll be back with him in short order here.
Albury in motion. Juma drops back. Looks for a man.
Oh!
Underthrows his receiver. Was going for number 14, Cole Bailey. Just a little bit behind in the lead, and it's going to fall incomplete, bringing up what looks to be a 3rd and 11 for the Cats at around the 20-yard line, 22-yard line.
Cole Bailey, a sure-handed receiver. Too bad he couldn't hit him on the run there, but threw a little behind and fell to the floor. And looks like 87 McInnes will be back to punt here on 3rd down.
Probably going to aim for that rouge again, right out of the back of the end zone again with the wind at their backs. Good punt, a lot of air underneath it. Can the returner bring it out? Bobbled, picked up by the Cats in the end zone. Touchdown. Oh, no, never mind here. We got a flag on the play. It might be no yards.
So we got a problem here. Sabercats are saying that the Bulldog touched it before picked up by the Sabercat defender.
Oh my God.
Into the end zone, but maybe a no yards call. We'll wait and see. Another injury on the play, Bulldog down, but hopefully it's nothing significant. And we'll look at getting a clarification here. The rule on the play, I think, from the boys in the booth here, is that it's a no yards penalty against Sabercats. So.
Yeah, I think the whole argument here was that the Bulldogs returner ended up touching the ball and was jumped on by Sabercat, which would be it would be touched on. But regardless if he touched it or not, I'm pretty sure it would have been no yards in the first place. So as the trainers look to get up an injured Bulldog, as he's currently getting lifted up, ball's probably going to come out probably around. At least a decent bit with the penalty yards tacked on.
So good news, number 88, Preston Sampson, up on his feet, getting helped off the field, but nothing too serious here. 156. 156 is left to go in the 3rd, and looks like it'll be 1st down for the Bulldogs. So a tough break for the Sabercats there. The rule, no yards. They'll take over at the 10.
So no yards, call in the end zone, and it'll be 1st and 10 Bulldogs from the 10-yard line.
So it looks like the 1:55 to go, and that Bulldogs are going to have to start making some progress here, trim this 14-0 lead by the Sabercats.
Sidelines already, idiots.
Put him in.
You put them in there. Know how hard that's going to be full of grass?
And getting him back out.
So still tending to number 88 as they load him into the cart and in a little bit of pain, so they're going to escort him to the sideline. And then we will resume. Once again, I just want to thank all of our sports sponsors today. Algoma District School Board, Algoma Thunderbird Athletics, Huron Superior Catholic District School Board, Gen 7, Freesame Frodo's, True North Radio, Pee Wee Pro Shop, Swing Away Batting Cages, and O'Sullivan Funeral Home. Here we go back to the play. Bulldogs taking the snap from their 10.
Chapeski drops back. Under pressure, rolls out right. He's back in his end zone, lets it go off his back foot. trying to just get the ball away and avoid the safety. Had a man in the area, so no intentional grounding. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Bulldogs from their own 10-yard line.
I'd like to see them roll out to his strong side. He's always throwing cross-body on a roll out right and as a lefty, and you know, all kinds of room on this side of the field. I mean, uprights are in the way, but I'd like to see him roll out to his strong side next time. But that's why I'm not the offensive coordinator of the Bulldogs. So 2nd down, 10 from the 10.
True enough, but I mean, when you're on your own 10-yard line and you have the wind in your face like that, I think you have to go to the run first play, just to give yourself a little bit of room. But that's just me. Chapisky, man to his left, motions in. Back motions into the offset. Chapisky lets it fly into a man downfield. There's no one there, and it's picked off by the Sabercats. Looks like number. We don't looks like
23,
like
but
23, but there is no 23 on our play chart here.
Neufeld, maybe
Actually,
Ashton,
make that
33.
33. Ashton
Ashton Neufeld.
Neufeld.
First down, Sabercats.
I haven't heard from him. Is he a young guy, only 15 years old, so looks pretty good there. So nice turn of events here for the Sabercats. So 1:14 to go in the third, with a nice turnover on the interception by Neufeld. So
Looks like we have a change up here at quarterback. Number 12, Brett Koski entering the game. Going into his first year playing quarterback. Not doing too bad for himself. On the first play, bobbles the snap, picks it up himself. Tries to escape the play, but is lucky enough to come away with the ball without turning it over.
lost about 15 yards on the play, bringing up 2nd and 25. Tough initiation to the game. Nice snap. I think he just broke too early and tried to do a little much. And
I mean, aside from that first play, Koski's a young hard worker. I've had the pleasure of playing him for a year. Last year when I was in junior in grade 10, still with him. He's an absolute workhorse. I mean, he can definitely push the ball downfield. Has a little bit of a run game with his legs. And let's see him make a name for himself out here today, and hopefully get something done. Brings up around a little over 2nd and 20 for the Cats. Koski rolls out right, looks for a man downfield. Nowhere near his receiver, almost picked off by number 30, Waylon Pasco.
pass intended for Drew Albury on the play, but a little disconnect on that route. And that'll bring up 3rd and 25, so it looks like they'll be punting the ball away. So imagine Charles McInnes, 87, will be up to kick here. So again, with the wind beneath him, behind him, he's going to look to sail it into the end zone at least, and only a single back to return the punt, so could punt away from.
With the wind to their back, McInnes hoping to add a rouge onto the board with 10 seconds here left in the third quarter. Boot comes up a tad bit short, but we're going to get a bounce into the end zone. Returner bobbles it in the end zone, gets bodied. Number 28, Wesley Tate, with the absolute bone-crushing hit on the returner, causing a rouge.
When you fumble, you will stumble. He got licked by Tate, and Tate excited about the play and pinned in the end zone. So a single point for the Rouge, 15-0.
As we get a quarter change here, heading into the 4-15-0 Cats. I mean, this defense and even their punt team really doing quite excellent for them today.
So a great turn of events. Your offense stumbles, but you manage to get a good point and a big hit on the cover by Tate. So maybe that might put a little dagger in the hearts of the Bulldogs. But a whole quarter to go, 12 minutes to play left in the game. So don't count the Bulldogs out. Come a long way and brought the boys to get the job done. So they're looking for their first win of the season, and only down 15 points, still very doable with a quarter to go, stop time. So, first And they'll start from the 35 after the rouge by the Sabercats. Do we have a new quarterback in there? That's
Looks like we
delay a
got an
game
early
on the
flag
play.
here.
15 is in at quarterback, so you have Taylor Nadeau, who is going to take the duties here at quarterback. Looks like there's a personnel miss here, but
Bulldogs called for delay
I mean, unless he's of the likes of Kenny Pickett, playing quarterback with 2 gloves on is definitely something you don't see too often. Maybe it's some sort of wildcat package, or I mean, he's been playing all over the field all game. So let's see what they bring out here.
now they
Actually,
got
looks like
back in
Chapisky
there.
back in there.
Pesky back in, so they're mixing her up, trying to confuse the Sabercats, and all they got was me. So Pesky back to pass.
Drops back. Looks for his man. Looks like there's supposed to be someone there, but there wasn't. He's getting hawked down. Throws the ball away to avoid the sack.
5, Ashton Cutter, the intended receiver.
Looks like someone must have got a hand on the shoe of Chapisky as he falls down to the ground.
out of bounds. Brings up second down.
2nd and 10. Oh, sorry, 2nd and 15 now. Looks like they ruled him out. Hard down. So from the 30, looks like they'll take over here. 2nd down for the Bulldogs. And they're going to have to generate some offense here quick and get on the scoreboards.
Bulldogs have a long way to go here. 2nd and 15. From the Bulldogs 30. Chapisky drops back. Waiting for his
Oh,
man.
man
Has
on
no-
him.
Evan Boville with the absolute detrimental sack. Hits the TJ Watt celebration.
Drops back.
And looks like the quarterback is slow to get up.
Will
Evan Boville with a good pursuit and a takedown of the quarterback. Number 4, Chapisky,
down Bulldogs.
under duress there and takes him back down to the 20-yard line. Looks.
As a Steelers fan, I can tell somebody likes TJ Watt when I see him wearing his number, hitting his signature celebration after the sacks. I mean, hey, right guy to model your game after, and right now he's having a pretty good game himself.
Boville coming in hard. And step up inside.
Absolutely. So deep for 3rd and a mile, and they got the punter back to kick.
They gotta move up though, Steve. He keeps running at it.
With the win with them this time, hopefully some help, get them out of their own end as the ball's around the 20-yard line.
Sabercats are way back, so I think this one's going to drop and hit the turf. So unless they challenge this, and a nice kick. Here we go.
Boot is up and short.
Short again.
Looks like number 10, Dralby, trying to get to the ball, gets the ball, almost falls over, heaves himself up, tries to get rid of a defender, but the late hit kind of coming in, but avoids the ball carrier. Drew Albury brings the ball back to around the 45-yard line.
Sabercats gave a lot of respect on that punt. Even with the wind, they were pretty deep, and Albury unable to catch it on the run.
First down, Sabercats.
Lucky to not turn it over there. So Sabercats at the 45-yard line.
It sure looks like 8, but I don't see an 8, so I'm going to keep going.
Sabercats taking over with 10:18 left in the game here, 15-0.
Don't forget the next broadcast next Saturday. We are going to have the York Lions at the Sabercats, followed by the Junior Argos and the Bulldogs. This game today brought to you from the Rocky DiPietro Field. Next week it'll be at the Fott Field at Superior Heights. So be sure to join us all season long for great Sabercat action.
Juma drops back, hits a bubble screen,
There's a nice
makes a
ball
cut upfield, still going, gets lit up at around, looks to be
Albury, the receiver on the play.
maybe a yard short or even has the first down.
Nice run after catch there. They're all rock yards. So
That looks like it should be enough right on it for the first down, and it will be first down, Cats.
nice job. In order to put the nail in the coffin here, these Cats are going to have to score some points and then run down some clock. So I'd like to see them keep it on the ground,
Trying to hit him, it's like them hitting their open
break from the huddle slowly, and start ticking away.
Juma hands off to
Didier
Didier.
is
Didier
loose.
breaks the tackle, finds a seam up the middle, still on his feet. Hits another, and he's good for around 12 yards, 15 yards.
About 16 yards on the play. First down.
So they'll move the sticks again, getting closer to that red zone. As I mentioned, the Sabercats looking to score and get some points here, extend their 15-point lead, make it more than a two possession game. Right now, a touchdown and a converted touchdown would tie it for the Bulldogs, but obviously the Sabercats looking to march into the end zone and stretch this lead here.
Steve, I got here last year. All over the ball. I would like to see how he ended up.
Yeah, another pass. Juma out to the wings.
Screen
Oh,
over to the receiver, dropped. It's a
unfortunately,
forward pass, so that will be an incompletion.
looked like
Bulldogs
the
hoping
receiver.
for hoping for what would be a fumble.
Looks like Albury tried to run before he caught the ball, so he was, saw daylight and was looking a little too far ahead. Juma still in that quarterback. 8:43 to go. Interesting call here. 2nd and 10 coming up. Passing complete on first down. Got Bailey in motion.
Juma hands off to Didier. Didier cuts outside. Stretching it to the sideline on the left. Stiff arms another. And he's down. In my opinion, probably would have been the move to just try and run right past him. It slowed down for the stiff arm. All in all, he's going to get a half-decent gain off the play. It looks like we have a flag down on the field.
Smetana on the stop for the Bulldogs. Didier with a nice run and pickup of 5 or 6.
Holding on the
Hold,
Sabercats
so
is
that'll
going to
come back.
negate that.
So if they accept the penalty, it'll be 2nd and 15. And they decline it, it'll be 3rd and 10. So a choice here for Bulldogs. They elect to back them up. Sorry, back of 10. So it'd be 20. So it'd be 2nd over again, 2nd and 20 from the 39-yard line. So again, Sabercats moving in the wrong direction here. They're hoping to move forward and scoring some points, getting that ball into the end zone. Let's see what Juma can master here. Timeout blue. So obviously some personnel changes need to be made here for the Sabercats, but offensive coordinator rolls out. And at this point, I'd like to send a shout out to Coach Mitchell Stadnick, who's out getting married today. So congratulations to all the boys and fellow coaches that are there to support their football friend, and as he misses the game day for his special wedding day. So congratulations to you, Mitchell, and all the best years to come. So you have 2nd and 20 here, Coach. Where are you going with that with 7:50 to go, up for their 15 points in the game?
I mean, I'd be going back to looks like that play where McInnes goes over the middle on some sort of crosser or something like that. It worked out really well in the first half. I mean, I don't see why not. Get what you get on 2nd down and then make an educated decision from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Chip away a bit. You don't need the whole 20, or it'd be difficult to get 20 yards in one shot, but put it up, throw it across the middle, and see what you can come up with.
Even going back to that hook and ladder, I mean, you've already showed it. It's on film. Use it again. You could probably get you even a touchdown here.
2 deep receivers in motion, charging the front line.
Juma looks like with a QB power. Tries to get outside. Nowhere to go as he's brought down by number 54, Thomas Cote.
Nicely done by Cote to pursue and bring Juma down, and 0 gain on the play, so it brings up 3rd.
Looks like the offense is going to stay out there. I mean, punting into the wind, yeah, is hard to do. I mean, even if they turn the ball over, it's basically an arm punt. But I mean, we'll see where it takes us from here. It looks like we're at around 2nd and 20 still.
Big momentum change possible if they're able to convert this, but a long way to go. 3rd and 20.
Juma punts it himself, Tom Brady style.
And man's downfield, so he's able
Gets
to
the
pick
ball
up.
downfield. Oh, and it's loose. Picked up by a Sabercat.
That's in for the touchdown. We'll see if they throw a
No,
flag.
it looks like they wave it off.
No, there's a flag down, but Grayson Avery is covering on downfield. So it looks like a no yards call on the play, so we'll see what that amounts to.
Remember seeing a clip, something like that, where I don't know if it was Tom Brady, but took the snap and booted him himself. Kind of maybe reminisce on that.
It's kind of cheeky. It was a trick play. It's you know, if it works, it's great. Traveled down the road. It just the defender didn't give the returner enough yards to receive and return the ball. So we'll have to wait and see where the spot occurs. And
I don't think so.
so at 6:51, 3rd and 20, the quarterback Juma punts the ball down inside the red zone. No yards call on the play, with the Sabercats leading 15-0 with 6:51 to go. It looks like the Bulldogs will take over from their 21. So we got a new quarterback in there again. Looks like maybe number 15, Nadeau. Number 4, Shapesky might have, you know, injured himself on the last play. He's on the sidelines, but I don't see him. Maybe catching his breath over there. But 15 will be calling the shots for the Bulldogs as they try to bound back from 15 down, 6:51 to go. Clock is running, which is exactly what the Cats had ordered. And Bulldogs don't seem to be in any hurry either.
Nadeau takes a snap, drops back, lets it fly to his receiver, who's deflected, which looks like by number 27, Luke Cady.
17?
Quarterback throws this pass, broken up by Katie. Second and 10.
So, and then look down this. Anyway, sorry, guys. Back to the action here. 2nd down. Number 17 is taking the drops. Passes to 15. Ball's on the ground. That's a catch and a fumble. Let's see what they rule. And there's a late flag by on number 6, which is Sebastian Sestero. Okay, so Sestero takes an ill-advised penalty, but we'll see what the call is on the play. Live vantage point, it was a catch, a fumble, and a recovery by. So Colin Smith passed to Theodore Nadeau, received, dropped.
Catch or drop, I think, so they ruled it.
Yeah. So we'll see.
And then 15 yards left. But that's not what they're calling.
Cats, any of these 3.
Yeah.
Fair call.
All right, so we'll wait and see what happens here. The officials are conferring. Now we're down to 6:06 on the clock. Still, we're up.
Flags for objectionable conduct against the Sabercats.
So they ruled the pass incomplete.
Bulldogs at the 36-yard line.
Assessed a penalty to number 6 for the Cats. And now Bulldogs ball at 35, and there's another tee that goes against the sideline for the Cats. So again,
You know why? Because Jimmy's
free-
got any wings. That's why.
free yardage. Free yardage for the Bulldogs as Cats sideline make it easy for them, giving them another objectionable conduct. So 6:05 to go. Again, let's hope that we got enough of a buffer at 15-0 to
There's a reason they're called Jolly. Like, let's be honest.
withstand this march by Bulldogs, who've got more yards by penalty than they have marching the ball. An interesting finish coming up here. 6 minutes left. Bulldogs on their 46-yard line.
Plays blown in. Drops back, lets
Nice
it go,
ball.
has a man caught
Beautiful
by
throw.
number 5, Ashton Cutter.
Complete to number 5, Ashton
Nice
Cutter.
catch, throw and catch there. Gain of 4 on the play. Picks up 2nd and 6.
Not a bad start for Nadeau here at quarterback.
When have you ever seen a team that's a starting quarterback and a backup quarterback that are both left-handed?
So
Math just can't figure this out.
looks like 17 taking the snap. So not Nadeau, but Colin Smith. Colin Smith is a lefty.
Smith draws back.
Throwing
It's
it up.
almost picked off by Luke Cady.
Oh, Collins throwing the ball, and Nadeau attempted receiver, but
Down and 6.
Couple
third down and
mix-ups
6
here
coming up.
as Nadeau went to quarterback for a play earlier in the game, but it was eventually blown dead. I think there was just a mix-up.
So, 3rd and 6, they're going to elect to go for it. Good decision at this juncture, down to almost 15 minutes, or 5 minutes rather.
Smith
We're gonna punt on first down, so
takes a snap, drops back, airs it out.
A little bit of
Has a
pressure
man
coming. And too bad that the receiver couldn't come up with that.
on
That
the
was
coverage, Michael Marshall.
pass intended for number 5, Cutter. Would have been close. He would have to turn it up a couple of yards to get the first down marker, but turnover on downs here for the Sioux Sabercats. And now I would hope to see them just pound the ground, run down the clock, break the huddle, take it easy, and take all the time off the clock.
5 minutes remaining here.
Prevent Bulldogs from getting another opportunity on offense. Obviously, they need two scores, so the game is well within reach for them, but they can't be too complacent or avoid any costly fumbles.
Juma hands off to Didier, has a lane.
Oh,
Gets
nice tackle.
tackled by number 50, is that 55, 58? 58.
No, 56. Cameron's Patana, maybe 56, but regardless, nice job. Just wrestling with his laces and bringing him down.
Really is hard to make out those numbers with the silver on the white.
It's been our problem all day, but thanks for doing the job for us here. 4:18 to go. No reason to rush for the Sabercats. I'd like to see them let some more time tick off the clock before they snap the ball. Here goes Juma.
Juma takes a snap, drops back, looks for his
Oh,
man. Aubrey downfield gets hung up short,
It's
and it is
picked.
picked off by the Bulldogs.
no,
Ball
no.
pops out. It's loose, but it looks like another Bulldog ends up jumping on it.
Rule number 1 is eat it. Isaac St. John with a beautiful interception, but tries to lateral it once he's in the clasp.
Picked up
Ladders
by
it
Evan
to
Samantha.
Evan Switana, but
Bulldogs.
I'm sure watching the game film, his coach is going to tell him to eat that every time. He almost turned it over to Sabercats. But they got a long way to go here, but it starts with first down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Yeah, so once again, there's that wind aiding the defensive side of the ball, and the interception, a nice throw, but just Mother Nature playing her ace over top.
As good as a first down punt.
So here we go.
Collins takes a snap, drops back, throws off his back foot,
Oh!
and it's almost intercepted with a late push after the whistle.
Tate almost with his second interception.
Pass intended for Nadeau.
Bowville killed the quarterback.
Looks like
Broken up by Matilla.
Smith down on the ground in agony.
Bowville.
Number 90, pressure on the quarterback. He's still down with a bit of an injury. And we're going to take a little break here and join us back when play resumes. Welcome back here after an injury timeout. We have 3:41 to go and counting. Bulldogs with their third quarterback. Who's in now? I can't get the number. Takes the draw.
Looks like number
24.
24.
24. Takes a little scramble.
Evan Smetana.
Nice work. Flag on the play. And we have another Sabercat down here. Nice run by Smetana. For a small, diminutive quarterback, he sure took on all comers there and was able to scramble for a few good yards. Flag on the play, so. And we'll take a little break again, and we'll join you back once play resumes. All right, 3:10 back for the last 3:10 of the game. We got a great game here, 15-0. Your Sabercats up, leading over the the North Bay Bulldogs rather. It's been a great day of football. We want to applaud you and thank you for joining us. We're here all season. SiouxSports.com, True House Sports Radio, presenting all of your Sault Ste. Marie football. So, looks like we got a flag on the play, so they're going to be marching the Bulldogs backwards. And that seems to be the way. A lot of penalties today, a lot of sloppy, a lot of unnecessary, undisciplined penalties, and no offense. Neither offense has really gotten unleashed here. So Bulldogs are going to have to do something real late here. Coach, what are you wrapping up for your offensive play call?
I mean, it's. I think the wind's out of their sails right now. They have to pull out some sort of trick play. I mean, they got 3 minutes left. There's time if you put together 2 solid drives combined with a stop. You have to put points on the board basically within the next minute if you have any hope of coming back this one.
Oh, 24 carries on the court. Oh,
gets bodied by who is that? Looks like number 20, Logan Lajinen, with an absolute boom of a hit.
Boom, says Melch.
Looks like we have a late flag here.
Man goes down, 2 different flags. So Lajinen with the big pop on the play. And a big hit for a loss.
Now, I wouldn't be, if I was the ref, I wouldn't be calling necessarily a flag on the hit. I think it was just, he put his shoulder down with all he had right into him, but I really don't know where that flag came from.
No,
Even if it's on Lajinen, I'd be quite disappointed.
That is a football hit, and he came up on him and stacked him up, and the quarterback went flying backwards. It was a great textbook contact. I don't think the problem is that. I think there's probably the taunting after the celebration, and you know what? Referees across the league have been cracking down on that. You want sportsmanship, and you want them to play hard and whistle to whistle, and I think even though that was a bone-crunching hit, the celebration at the end was deemed excessive at the end. So it'll probably be 15 forward for the Bulldogs, but I still think that will leave them short of the first down. Let's see where the spot is, see what the call is on the field.
Looks like the penalty's against the Bulldogs.
Well,
look how far they're backed up, right to their own 5-yard line. I saw referee Condon point in that direction, so I mean, must be going
penalty on the Bulldogs?
Yeah, so after our big hit, the other guy came and cleaned out one of our guys'
missed that. Okay. Oh, so boys in the booth have been watching, and I was watching the tackle, and apparently after the tackle there was a clean-out by the Bulldogs, so he has been ejected, and a penalty, 15-yard variety, moves him back to the 5-yard line. So that brings up what yard,
Looks like we
what
got-
down, sorry.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, second and
Well, they're at the
Touch him on.
45 and they're down at the 5, so
yeah.
Even with the wind,
Let's
actually, correct me,
calculate that.
35. So it's second and 30, second and 31 actually. So they got a, as you like to say, a country mile to go here.
Hail Mary, full of grace, and we pray. So Bulldogs are looking for something in the line of a miracle with 2:59 to go. One more stop for the Sabercats, and
Looks like in that last set there with Smetana at the helm, it looks like it was some sort of wildcat set, but it looks like they're going to go back here to Smith at quarterback. See if they can make some ground back and hopefully not either cause a safety or a turnover.
and Smith did a nice job throwing the ball when he was in there. A couple, completions to his backs out of the backfield, and we'll see where that leads. But a long way to catch up
Smith
there.
drops back, airs it
There's
out
a nice
over the
ball.
middle.
Oh,
Almost
popped
picked
up,
off, balls in the air, and it looks to
Another.
be caught.
and that looks like Tate again.
Wesley Tate.
And
No, my mistake. That is going to be Michael Bishop,
Michael Bishop in for
a
Late
name
in
we
the
haven't
game.
heard today.
late in the game, gets the ball popped up in the air, and is able to beat Johnny on the spot and pulls it in for the interception. So Sabercats in fine fashion,
The interception.
salting this one away.
It's on the sideline, guys.
2:50 to go. They should be able to at least run out the clock for the greatest part.
Because 29 and 28 look exactly.
no, it's 18.
No, but who broke up the play initially?
20.
20?
Yeah.
So a nice play by the Sabercats to intercept with 2:50 to go. They'll take the field. Juma leading the way here. And do you try to score here, Coach, or are you satisfied with just running down the clock and getting out of this without any injuries?
I mean, it's been a long day for these junior cats and
You
Bulldogs.
try
I think.
to score.
I mean, Coach Not up here wants to see us score, but I mean, I just try and drain as much clock as I can. If we get in the end zone, good. If not, whatever. Our defense is doing a good enough job to keep the Bulldogs at bay. So just try and get the clock out and go home, have some fun tonight. Hand it off to Didier. He's tackled just after
Throw Diddy on the
looks like
carry.
a gain of about 4 yards. Make that 5.
With the tackle. Pick up a 5 on the play. Second down and 5.
Anyway, either way, you got to commend both these teams for well-fought game, well-played game. They're both still battling to the end here, 2:35. There's no quit on this North Bay squad. Cats have had a little bit of the upper edge with a couple breaks, scoring a couple touchdowns as they go right to
Screen
number
to
10.
Albury. He's got enough. Right
Al-
down on the goal line, and it's a
Albury and
touchdown! Sabercats. Drew Albury into the end zone for the score.
Touchdown.
2:18 left to go. He's going to make it 21-0 Cats with a PAT pending.
If you're wondering, you go onside and you're trying to score again. To clarify.
Coach Not up in the booth here, eager for another score.
Well done. Nice exclamation point on a game that was not guaranteed right up until that score. 15-0 was the score. Albury takes it in, makes it 21-0. 2:18 to go. That might all but do it for the North Bay Bulldogs.
Until a kick. Snap is good. There's a flag, and it's pelted off the defender.
Driven right into the back of the offensive line. That's the thanks they get for blocking for you all day. But flag on the play.
He hit his own guy in the back.
And I didn't
Looks
see
like
the...
it's against the
By
Bulldogs.
the back of his own player's
So he'll get another chance at that one.
Actually, ball is moving back.
Oh, ball's moved backwards, so nope, they're going to go and
You shouldn't be allowed
decline.
to throw a flag on a warning. It screws everybody up that sees it being thrown right
To
before you
negate what I said, it looks like we're going to head to kick off here with 2:18 remaining. 21-0 Sabercats.
So with the misconvert,
And while we wait for this quick kickoff, I'd just like to send my thoughts and prayers out to the Vresk family. A friend of mine, Chad Press, passed away yesterday during complications during surgery, and his young boy, Everett, who was a former football player in the SMFL, and his wife, Melissa. We send thoughts and prayers out to that family. So all the best. Stay well. So we got 2:18 to go, as we said, 21-0. Your Sabercats looking just to salt this away. Probably a squib kick, mid kick, not too far to prevent any
Attila with the squib.
big return.
With a big hit.
Nice job, 22.
Number 22, Martino Cochamilio.
So Cochamilio in there in a in a substitute fashion, but making his name known and doing a great job to contribute to the win today. Now we'll see a few of the guys coming in to finish this off for us. We got Ashton Neufeld in again, number 7, Michael Marshall, having himself a great game. We will announce our players of the game shortly. 2:13 to go. Sure. So once again, don't forget to join us every Saturday during the season for SiouxSports.com's coverage of your Sioux Sabercat football. Looking forward to a great season, another great day for football. Thanks to all the fans who come out and supported, continue to do so, and we look forward to this great one, both JV and for varsity.
Smith with the handoff inside. Swallowed up. Gang tackle by the Cats defense.
So at this point, Peyton, I think it's time for you to announce your players of the game as chosen by yours truly and Mr. Melchior. So go right ahead.
I mean, with the Sabercats, I mean, a lot of guys had a great game. But I mean, what an outstanding game by number 28, Wesley Tate. I thought he just had an absolute dominant performance, coming up with a huge pick 6 that pretty much sealed the game when it came emotionally for the Sabercats and the Bulldogs, and all around making tackles, keeping the energy up through the highs and lows of the game, and overall just an unreal performance. What about you, Scott, for North Bay?
Well, once again, honorable mentions on both sides of the ball. Some great performances by many. Could easily have gone to a lot of different players. As Smith throws the ball out to number 2, he completes it, but 22 and 7 quickly close on him. Michael Marshall and Martino Cochamilio with a second call of his name. For us on the North Bay side, on the defensive side, 54 Thomas Nieo Cote was able to be all over the field, his name called several times, had himself one heck of a game, and our player of the game for the North Bay Bulldogs is going to be Thomas Nieo Cote, number 54. As we wind things down here, I want to thank Peyton as your first game on the mic here. You did a bang-up job. You made me look good, and that's not easy to do. So thanks so much for doing it. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully when you're done your playing career, hopefully that's a long one, you can join us up here in the booth, God willing.
Thanks, Scott. It was a pleasure today.
Hey, glad to have you. So once again, 58.3 to go, 21-0 for your Sioux Sabercats. Looking to close this out.
That'll be a turnover.
And
Sabercats first down.
Sabercats will take over on first down.
Player of the game.
All right.
Sabercats. Goes number 28.
So offense takes the field one last time. Hopefully we'll get to see Brett Koski here at the QB getting some snaps and reps. Always good to get your backups reps in case of injury or anything unforeseen. So Koski at the wheel, see what he's got to do. And everybody's leaving for pizza and apple juice, so we're going to close this one out. 50 seconds. Thanks for joining us. Handoff is to number 9. And with that, I'm going to leave Mr. Peyton Melchior in charge. Thank you. Make sure you turn out the lights when you leave, Peyton. Thanks for all your help.
Thank you.
And off to number 8. Caleb Lake.
All right, so
Picks up a yard
with
on the
time
play.
winding down here,
Second and 9.
your Sabercats are going to take the win 21-0 against the North Bay Bulldogs. Coming up in next week's action, your senior Sabercats will play the Toronto Junior Argonauts. And in junior action, Not quite sure what's up on the docket here.
York Lions.
York Lions, it looks to be a strong team with a, from what I can recall from last year, a strong O-line and D-line and run game. And it's going to be a really tough opponent for our junior cats, and to really see what's going to happen here.
Picks up 3 or 4 yards.
And it looks like with that one, with 1 or 2 more plays, we can run the clock out. But in the third down situation, we might have to forward with the ball. But clock is running. They're going to probably let them run it down, take a knee. And that might do it for the game. Thanks again, Peyton.
No problem. Always a pleasure.
Hey, did a great job. Say hi to Pops and Mom.
Will do. Some trick play. Tried to be ran here by the Sabercats.
Number
Not sure what
42 with the
happened to
carry.
it.
That'll wrap up the game.
But that ends with the Sabercats win as they improve to 2-0-1. Go on to face the York Lions next road, hopefully to add to the record. As mentioned previously, your senior Sabercats will take on the Toronto Junior Argonauts to hopefully improve to 4-0.
Make sure you join us next week.